Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Brian Builds. I'm Brian, and today I'm going to be giving a review video for the Metal Earth DeLorean. I did a build video about a week ago, got a lot of feedback for that, really great feedback. Thank you all so much for those who watched it and made your comments. I am going to be making a few changes to try and smooth out the transitions in the video and stuff, so that the next build hopefully comes out a lot better. But anyways, let's go ahead and get down to it. So, it comes in a little packet like this, and on the back of the packet, it describes the DeLorean. The DeLorean was produced for the American market by the DeLorean Motor Company in Belfast, Northern Ireland from 1981 to 1983. This sleek angular car featured gull-wing doors and an unpainted brushed stainless steel body. It was immortalized as the DeLorean time machine in the Back to the Future movie franchise, which, let's face it, it's the reason we all want this model. I can't think of anywhere where it was just more iconic. It's a great franchise, great series. A lot of us grew up on it, and this car, really captured our attention and our imagination. Unfortunately, we didn't get a Back to the Future model. Might have been a licensing issue there or something. I know there was a lot of talk of a Back to the Future model, but the plain DeLorean is a pretty good second. I'm actually very pleased with this model. So let me go ahead and go through the numbers. It comes on 2.5 sheets, and it's 62 total parts, total numbered parts. There were 24 duplicates, 1 triplicate, and 1 quadruplet. And when I say that, is that it'd be numbers, it's a duplicate, say number 6, and there'd be color coded on the Metal Earth layout on the instructions, where it'd be like red, red number 6, and then there'd be another red part somewhere. Same with the triplicates, duplicates, or quadruplets. But it has a total of 91 parts in this model. So altogether composition, it's 3.5 inches long, measured from front to back. It is 2 1/16 inches wide, as measured across the doors, and it's 1.5 inches tall. It's rated moderate. I think that's a very fair rating for it. I really didn't have a lot of very tough spots when building this. It had a few parts where it was a little bit finicky, but beyond that, it was actually very easy build. I really enjoyed it. It was nice to get to after some of the more complex builds I've been doing, and I think it was a good model to do for my first video. So, go through some of the problems I have. The first one was part number 9, which is the pedals that's inside the car. Part 9 is actually the part where the pedals sit on, and they put, I think it's 10, 11, 12 that form little boxes. They go on top of part 9, and then you got to put that into the wall on the wheel well. Let me see if I can get in there. So back in here, you might be able to see the pedals a little bit, just below the steering wheel. The problem with that is the chassis of this, which is your first part, comes across straight, drops down, and then continues across, comes back up. And right where it drops down is where the pedals go into. And I think a lot of my problem with getting the part in there was because the slots are right there at the very top of that corner, and it just made it a little difficult to actually get the tabs in straight and pull them through so I can twist them to connect the part. Just takes a little bit of fidgeting with it for a little bit and a little bit of fighting, but wasn't too bad. It was just definitely a part I got stuck on. The next one was part number 19, which is the hubcaps. And as you can see from the video here, and I'll angle it a little bit so you can tell, they're actually concave. They go inwards. That was very unclear in the instructions. In fact, on the instructions you can tell which way it bent either way. I found out by looking at the photos. Originally I bent the parts outward. They had them convex. And then looking at the photos before, fortunately before I attached it to the wheel and everything, I had caught that and was able to go back and adjust my parts. So it's just something to look out for, because like I said, the instructions don't really, were pretty unclear on which way they were supposed to go. The next one was getting the whole frame body on the frame. So you build the whole chassis portion, put in the seats and everything. You actually even put the dash on, and then you got to put the whole body over the top. Right back here, one of the last parts you put on the frame comes up, it curves over, and carries all the way to the back here, and it's that back trunk panel. And the reason that was so difficult, and I hooked into the tabs back here and lowered it on, the rest of the tabs fall under the bottom of the vehicle. Alright, but the reason this was difficult was just because of the tabs from the fenders here and that back panel part. Just made it hard to lower everything over. You got to kind of fidget with it a little bit. I actually took my my X-Acto knife and pried underneath it, and that allowed me to pull the body over. Once I got it past there, it went right on, no issues at all. It was just that one section. So I suggest when you go ahead and go do that, do like I did, put it on the back and then lower it down. Just fidget with that back part a little bit, and it'll go right back. It'll go right on there, no problem. And then the last one, parts number 49 and 52 on the doors. So on the doors here, you have 3 different panels, and let's see if I can get in there a little bit. Nope, okay. So you have 3 different portions. All right, and they all stack on each other and then go on the door before you put it onto the car. And this armrest, the top armrest portion, and you can see the tabs right there for it, is just a piece. Everything else for both these panels is for the sides just bend down, except for this piece, which is just a slender piece that bends. You know, the tabs bend on, and it's got 2 tabs that connect into the part below it, and that holds it all together. And then on the next panel down, this side piece. All right, both those are made the same way, and the biggest problem is that until you put those panels together, actually sandwich them together to go put them on the door, those little slender pieces, just because they're bent on, fall right off. And I actually ended up losing one and almost thought I'd lost it completely, and I was going to have to order a new model and wait in order to get it in to complete this. Fortunately, I did find it, but it's just something to watch for, because they're going to fall right off, you know, and that's really about all the issues I had with it. It's a very good build. Like I said, I think moderate is a very fair rating for it. If you've just getting new into this and you just started and you've built a couple of the easier models and you're starting to look for a challenge to start testing your skills, I think this is a very, very excellent model to go ahead and do that with. Most of the build is really easy. Doesn't require a whole lot of weird shaping or anything else like that. Making all the connections is very easy. You have access to all the tabs when you need to twist them, when you need to bend them. It's very clean access. So for those of you that are looking to take a step up, this would be an excellent challenge. I don't think you're going to have much difficulty with it. For those of you who have been building bigger models, this would be a great model to come back to and relax with a little bit before you handle your next big challenge. So I highly recommend this. Beyond that, the next model is already laid out, ready to go, and I will be doing the USS Theodore Roosevelt, the Iconics Theodore Roosevelt. I also got in a couple more new models that I'm looking forward to bringing. I'm going to do probably about this and maybe 2 or 3 more Metal Earths, and then I'm going to be switching over to a one of the MU Transformers. I have Soundwave on the bench, and I just got Shockwave in yesterday, so I'm looking forward to bringing those to you guys. And then that's about it. So thank you all very much for watching. Hope this video helps you in your build between this and my build video. And if you all got any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below, and I will try to respond as best I can to you. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.